It's time once again to count down the 40 most played country songs in the nation, as according to MediaBase 24/7's country chart for the third weekend of December 2021. Before I count down this week's biggest hits, here's a look back at last week's top three. At number 3 was If I Didn't Love You by Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood. Number 2 was Thinking About You by Dustin Lynch and Mackenzie Porter. And the number 1 song last week was Knowing You by Kenny Chesney. Now, where will Kenny be at on this week's chart? We'll find out 39 hits from now. First, we'll get started with the latest by Dylan Scott, as he spends his second week at number 40 with New Truck. Slipping back a spot to number 39, here's Frank Ray with Country Look Good on You. Moving up one to number 38, Tenille Arts and Back Then, Right Now. At number 37 again this week, Brothers Osborne with I'm Not For Everyone. In his 10th week on the countdown, he slips a notch to number 36, Tim McGraw with 7500 OBO. And slipping a notch to number 35 in his 16th week in the countdown, Toby Keith with Old School. Slipping a spot to number 34, Dan and Shay with Steal My Love. And slipping a notch to number 33 is Luke Bryan with Up. At number 32, falling back 3 spots, there's Lauren Elena and John Party with Getting Over Him. And leaping 5 notches to number 31, second week on the chart, Cole Swindell and Lainey Wilson with Never Say Never. Holding at number 30 this week, Thomas Rhett with Slow Down Summer. Up 2 spots to number 29 is Cody Johnson with Till You Can't. At number 28 again this week, Miranda Lambert with If I Was a Cowboy. Slipping a spot to number 27, Jake Owen with Best Thing Since Backroads. Inching up one to number 26 in his 11th week on the chart, Dierks Bentley, joined by Breland and Hardy, Beers on Me. Holding at number 25 this week, Keith Urban with Wild Hearts. Holding at number 24, Hardy with Give Heaven Some Hell. Slipping a spot to number 23 is Carly Pearce and Ashley McBride with Never Wanted to Be That Girl. Moving up one to number 22, Blake Shelton with Come Back as a Country Boy. And for the third week in a row at number 21, Callista Clark and It's 'Cause I Am. Slipping a spot to number 20, Sam Hunt with 23. Slipping a spot to number 19, Eric Church with Heart on Fire. Up 2 spots to number 18 is Elle King and Miranda Lambert with Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home. At number 17 again this week, Russell Dickerson with Home Sweet. At number 16 and holding, Parker McCollum with To Be Loved by You. Down 1 to number 15, the recent number 1 hit by Walker Hayes called Fancy Like. And moving up 1 to number 14, the oldest record on the countdown at 44 weeks, Priscilla Block and Just About Over You. At number 13 for a second week, Kelsey Ballerini and Kenny Chesney with Half of My Hometown. Well, back to back is Kenny's solo hit on the chart. It was number 1 last week. This week it's at number 12, called Knowing You. Moving up 1 to number 11, here's Morgan Wallen and Sand in My Boots. All right, moving up 1, scoring his 8th top 10 country hit is Kate Brown with One Mississippi. Up 1 to number 9 is Jimmy Allen and Brad Paisley with Freedom Was a Highway. Down 4 spots to number 8, Zach Brown Band's former number 1, Same Boat. Inching up 1 to number 7 is John Party with Tequila Little Time. Here's a recent number 1, slipping a notch to number 6, Luke Combs and Cold as You. Up 2 spots to number 5 is Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan with Buy Dirt. And making a big 5-notch jump up to number 4 is Chris Stapleton with You Should Probably Leave. And making a nice 3-notch jump up to number 3 is Michael Ray with Whiskey and Rain. Well, here's a former number 1 that's still hanging in there, back up 1 to number 2 this week. Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood, If I Didn't Love You. And here's the number 1 song in country music this week, scoring his 7th number 1 hit, and this is their first in the U.S. It's Dustin Lynch and Mackenzie Porter. The song took 26 weeks to reach number 1, called Thinking About You. That's from Dustin's album, Tullahoma. And from 40 to 1, that's this week's countdown of the biggest hits from December 18th, 2021. I'm Chris. Thanks for listening.